Alright, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Today, we're going to be proving that Herod was not a white man, but he was Esau. So, Esau is not the white man. And how we're going to prove this is so camp doctrine, they like to use Herod, saying, see, he was an Edomite, king of Rome. But we're going to see how he became the king of Rome. So, first, we got to kind of disprove something. I'm going to show you guys this really quick, and we're going to get into the lesson. Let's go to Genesis 9:27. The Most High shall enlarge Japheth. He's going to enlarge Japheth. That's going to be for a future video, but anyway, let's get into the lesson. So, Herod, king of Judea, an Edomite. We're going to figure out how he became the king of Judea when he's an Edomite. Edomites are our brothers. But first, let's prove that the so-called Romans are Esau, because that's a dummy doctrine. First Maccabees, chapter 5, verse 3. Then Judas fought against the children of Esau. So he fought against the children of Esau in Idumea at Anabathi, because they besieged Israel, and he gave them a great overthrow and abated their courage and took their spoils. So he defeated them. He gave them a good beatdown. Okay, so he knows what Esau looks like. He just got done fighting with Esau, right? Esau and Idumea, right? He just got done fighting with them. Jump over 3 chapters. Let's see what happened. First Maccabees, chapter 8, verse 1. Now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans. But wait, didn't he just get done beating up Esau back here? So how is he hearing about the fame of the Romans? Because the Romans and Esau are 2 different people. I'm about to prove that with historical evidence right here, right now. So this is the book of Josephus. Josephus. If anybody knows the difference between the Romans and Esau, it is him, because he lived during this time period. Let's go to page 746. 746, okay? Right here. 746. If you have a different version, go to the War of the Jews, chapter 8, verse 378. It was at this time that the commanders of the Idumeans, so the leaders of Esau, the Idumeans, got together privately and took counsel about surrendering up themselves to the Romans. So how is Esau surrendering himself to the Romans? Because they're 2 different people. Now we're gonna get into Herod. So here's a website I found that gives a little bit more insight on this. So Herod, by name Herod the Great. Some information about him. Roman appointed king of Judea. But we're gonna get into that. Who built many fortresses, aqueducts, theaters, blah blah blah. Let's get down to his birth. Herod was born in southern Palestine. His father, Antipater, was an Edomite. So he was an Edomite. His father was an Edomite, a Semitic people identified by some scholars as Arab, okay, who converted to Judaism in the 2nd century. We're going to see where that Judaism comes from. We're going to see Antipater was a man of great influence and wealth, to increase both by marrying a daughter of a noble from Petra in southwest India at the time of capital of the rising Arab kingdom. Thus, Herod was of Arab origin. Which figured out his father and his mother were both Edomite people, a Semitic people. So even the scholars say he's from Arab origin. He's not a so-called white man. He's not. Now, we're gonna get into how what's his face got converted. Why would Esau need to convert to we know it's not Judaism that they converted to. They converted back to the Jewish way, but we're gonna figure that out. So this is page 352 or chapter 9 verse 257. Hyrcanus, he was a high priest, Israelite high priest, took also Doria and Mazara, cities of Idumea, and subdued all the Idumeans, and permitted them to stay in that country if they would circumcise their genitals and make use of the laws of the Jews. And they were so desirous of living in the country of their forefathers that they submitted to the use of circumcision and the rest of the Jewish or Israelite ways, at which therefore this befell them, that they were hereafter no other than Jews. Okay, we're going to see how this also goes back with Scripture. We're going to see. And we're going to get into how Herod got into power. Give me 1 second. We're going to see that too. So this is gonna show a lot of things. Let's go to Matthew chapter 14. Matthew chapter 14. I'm going to start at verse 1. At the time, Herod and the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Yahushua, and said unto his servants, This is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead. Therefore mighty works do show forth themselves in him. For Herod had laid hold on John, and bound him, and put him in the prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife. For John said unto him, It is not lawful for thee to have her. Look what John said. It is not lawful. Lawful. The Edomites were following the Israelites' ways, because they are our brother. They can follow the laws too. Now, we're going to get into how Herod got into power. First, let's see what the scholars on this encyclopedia website have to say. Right here. When Pompey invaded Palestine in 63 BCE, Antipater, Herod's father, supported his campaign and began a long association with Rome. So we got to remember, he's from Arab descent. They already say he's an Edomite. Antipater, he's an Edomite, but he supported the Romans. The Romans aren't Edomites. Began a long association with Rome, for which both he and Herod were to benefit. So him and his son were to benefit. 6 years later, Herod met Mark Antony, whose lifelong friend he was to remain. So they were lifelong friends. Julius Caesar, also favored the family. So he liked this Edomite family as well. He had appointed Antipater procurator of Judea in 46 BE and conferred on him Roman citizenship. So he gave him Roman citizenship. He wasn't an actual Roman. He just gave him citizenship. He was actually a Edomite, but he gave him Roman citizenship in honor that descended to Herod and his children. So that's why they say Herod was a Roman, but he was really an Edomite. His father was great friends with the family of Rome. Okay? So Julius Caesar gave him Roman citizenship, which gave his sons and his sons to come Roman citizenship. So there's two different things. So now, let's see. This is also in the book of Josephus. Let's go to page 558 or book 1, chapter 9, verse 193. Okay. And upon Caesar encouraged Antipater to undertake their hazardous enterprise for him. So this is saying the same thing as this said, right? That's right. They were good friends, right? Julius Caesar. Let's jump down here. And when Caesar had settled the affairs of Egypt, he was returning into Syria again, and he gave to him the privilege of a Roman citizen. So that's how Herod became king of Judea. The Caesar family appointed him to that position. So they were actually Edomites. They were actually Edomites, a Semitic people of Arab origin. Now, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the Bible. This is the coordinates, right? We're gonna type in Esau. Esau. Let's see what the scholars have to say, because you guys probably are saying this is a bunch of bull. Let's see what the scholars have to say. Okay, so Esau, H6125. Okay, let's see what they have to say. Esau equals Harry, the eldest son of Isaac and Rebekah, twin brother. We gotta remember, they're twin brothers. So you saying Esau's a so-called white man, you're basically saying that the Israelites were white too, because they were twin brothers. Sold the birthright for food when he was hungry, and divine blessings went to Jacob. Okay, Esau is the progenitor of the Arab peoples. What? Not the white people. Arab peoples. I think I gotta close the book on that one. We found that in the book of Josephus. Found it in the Holy Bible itself. Some other online scholar work, and even in the concordance, you can look this up for yourself. The Arab people. Esau is not the so-called white man. Arab was not a so-called white man. It's clear right here. It already said it back here. I already said it. His mother and his father were from, thus Herod was of Arab origin. Thus Herod was from Arab origin. It's saying it all right here. It's saying it all throughout. The so-called Esau today is the so-called Arabs, but not the white-looking Arabs. We're gonna get into who those are, okay? Because you gotta remember, Genesis 9:27, Japhet, he will enlarge Japhet. All right, I'm out. Shalom.